Hey people, hope you guys doing great. In today's video we will see, what if Naruto had 6 samurai deck and got Harem with Serenity, part 1. Huge shout out to Demon Zone 2571 for this story. If you end up liking this video, please consider subscribe, and like the video. So let's start the story. Hey Earth to Joey, you in there? It's your move. The small group consisting of T. Gardner, Tristan Taylor, Joey Wheeler and Yugi Moto were sitting around Yugi's table one day during school, Joey and Yugi playing a small game of duel monsters. Joey grinned and threw down a monster in attack mode. Isn't he cute when he's thinking? Tristan jumped behind Joey. Hey Tristan, Yugi here's teaching me how to play duel monsters. Drooling monsters? Duel monsters, you Nimrod, Joey retorted. Joey's gotten pretty good, but Yugi's like an expert at the game, he said from the sidelines. Pretty good move, huh Yug? Joey said as he played his card. Yep, pretty good. But not as good as... Yugi placed a monster with a higher attack on the field. This... Thanks a lot, Yug. That takes all of my life points. Man, you suck at this game, Joey? Tristan commented, making Joey sulk. Nah, I just got better cards. That's all, Yugi said, grinning sheepishly. You see, my grandpa runs a game shop, and I get all my best cards from him. You own a game shop? Joey grinned again, wrapping an arm around Yugi's neck and lifting him from the ground. Then what are we waiting for? Let's go after school. Later that day, the group burst through the door of a small game shop in the suburbs of Domino City, not too far away from their school. Joey looked at the game shop's name with a critical look. Tristan took notice of his blonde friend. What's the matter, Joey? It's just that my sister's boyfriend was going to be here, Joey said, making everyone turn to him wide-eyed. Your sister? They yelled. Yeah, I have a sister, and she said that her boyfriend would be at this shop, Joey said. Yugi then looked at his friend. You know, my brother was said to be returning today from his trip to Egypt today, Yugi said. Your brother? This time it was poor Yugi who got yelled at. Joey then sorted. It can't be coincidence. Well, let's go so that I can meet this boyfriend of my sister and this brother of yours, Yug, Joey said as he marched into the game shop along with his friends. Hey Grandpa, big brother, are you in here? Yugi called. Oh, hello there, Yugi. They were greeted by a short old man wearing green overalls over a gray button shirt. His gray hair was a similar design like his grandson, but the top was covered by an orange bandana. Oh, and who are your little friends? Solomon asked. These are my friends from school, Joey, Tristan and T, Yugi said as he introduced his friends to his grandfather. Hi. Heya. Nice to meet you, sir. Say, Grandpa, where's Naruto? Wasn't he supposed to be here today? Yugi asked. Solomon then answered. Naruto is unpacking his bags and should be. The older Moto said until a yellow blur passed by him and tackled young Yugi. Little brother, it's good to see you again, the voice said as it hugged poor Yugi. What Joey and the others found that attacked poor Yugi was a rather tall man, around 6 feet, with unruly blonde hair framing his face and falling just above his shoulders. He was wearing blue jeans, a black long-sleeved shirt with a red vest and a pair of cowboy boots on his feet. He had 3 whisker marks on his cheeks and an eye patch covering his left eye, and he wore a Magatama necklace. The blonde then put Yugi in a chokehold. Yugi, I see you've completed that puzzle Grandpa gave you. How come I'm just now knowing about it? The blonde said in a sickly sweet tone that made little Yugi sweep profusely. Well, I sort of forgot, Yugi stuttered. Naruto then put his knuckles on Yugi's temples and squeezed rather hard. You forgot. Itachi. 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 I'm sorry, bro, the boy stated to flap his arms and let little comical tears fall out of his eyes. Yugi's friends sweat drop at how the brothers behaved and wondered if they should help. Naruto then let Yugi go and turned to the group. So, what's with the pep squad? Yugi rubbed his temples to ease the pain. These are my friends T. Gardner, Tristan Taylor, and Joey Wheeler. Yugi introduced his friends. Wait, Wheeler as in Joey Wheeler. My girlfriend told me about a Joey Wheeler, so you must be her brother, the blonde said. What? The group yelled. You're my sister's boyfriend? Joey yelled. Of course, we've been going out for about 5 years. We were planning on telling you, but… Naruto paused until he reached into his vest pocket and pulled out a small rectangular package addressed to Joey. Here, this will explain what's going on with Serenity, Naruto said as he handed Joey the package. Joey then put the package away from later. Yugi sensed the tense atmosphere and decided to cut the tension. So Grandpa, will you please show us your super special card? Special card? Ah, you mean… Well, I don't know. Solomon grinned. Please. Joey clapped his hands in front of his face. Come on, Gramps, and besides, Blondie here might be family one day, Naruto said, pointing to Joey with a grin on his face. What? Joey yelled. All right. Come here. He motioned them to the counter and pulled out a wooden box with a small flame insignia at the front. He opened it to reveal a dark velvet lining and a card with a white dragon on it. Ladies and gentlemen, the strongest normal dragon card in all of Duel Monsters, the legendary Blue Eyes White Dragon. Whoa. Joey, Yugi, and T leaned in, looking at the card. I don't see anything special. Tristan took the card in his hand and twirled it around, making the other three and Solomon gape. Naruto's sweat dropped and grabbed it from the kid's hand and gave it back to his grandfather. As Solomon explained how valuable the blue eyes was to him, suddenly the door jingled and a tall 17-year-old kid in a blue uniform walked in with a silver briefcase in his hands. Hey, isn't that Kaiba? Doesn't he have a big fancy company to run? Yeah, what's he doing here? Not that it's any of your business, but I'm here to trade, Kaiba said with a sneer. Wow, you're into Duel Monsters too? That's great, maybe we should all play together sometime. Joey jumped in front of him, getting shoved back by Kaiba. Please, duel you? I'd have more of a challenge going against a dueling monkey. Sito snorted. Dueling monkey! Joey yelled. Now, does this shop have any worthwhile cards or what? He spotted the card in Solomon's hand. What? How does a dump like this have the Blue Eyes White Dragon? His comment made Naruto scowl. Kaiba was by the counter in an instant and reached for the card. Solomon yanked it back away from his hand. Enough with the window shopping. You want something, kid? Naruto said, making his way to his grandfather's side. I want that Blue Eyes card, and I'll give you all of these. Kaiba slammed the briefcase in his hand on the counter, making the four friends reel back, and opened it, showing some of the rarest card industrial illusions ever produced. Both Naruto and Solomon didn't even flinch. Nope, sorry, Solomon said. Fine then. Kaiba slammed the case shut. If you won't trade it, maybe you'll sell it. Name your price. I can pay anything. I can't sell this card. It holds precious memories of a dear friend who gave it to me, and besides I plan to give it to my older grandson, Solomon said as he gave Naruto the blue eyes, making everyone sane Solomon wide-eyed. Grandfather, are you sure? The blonde asked. Yes, I trust this card to you and I know that you'll treat this card like you do with all the cards in your deck, Solomon said, making Kaiba seethe in knowing that the card was now out of his reach. You'll regret this decision, old man, Kaiba growled and stormed out of the shop. Why didn't you sell the card, old man? Tristan asked, bewildered. That card isn't for sale. If I wanted to get rich, I could have sold it to a vast number of eccentric billionaires like the punk that just walked out. But the fact is that card was given to me by an old friend I met during one of my trips to Egypt. The memories of friends are always more important than money, Solomon said in a sagely tone. You would feel that way even if it was any ordinary card, right, Grandpa? Solomon nodded, ruffling Yugi's hair while Naruto placed the card into his deck, right before hugging both his grandfather and brother. Precisely. Now, you kids wanted something? Solomon asked. Yeah, let's trade. Naruto chuckled at Joey's enthusiasm. Alright, the Duel Monsters cards are this way. I'll give you the first 5 for free, and if you need help I'll even help in deck construction, Naruto said, making Solomon smile. Hey, that's great, Joey said. Yeah, maybe now Joey can win a duel, Tristan said, making everyone laugh and Joey to seethe. On his way to his company, Kaiba then called his personal assistant. I want you to go to the King Game shop and get me a very special order, he said with a smirk. As you wish, Kaiba-sama, the small man with glasses said as he bowed. Next morning, just as the school was closing, Solomon was just getting some coffee for himself and his grandson, when 3 men came by, the 2 bigger ones armed with clubs. Good morning, Mr. Moto. My master Sito Kaiba has requested you join him for today for some unfinished business. Oh? Solomon raised an eyebrow, scanning the 3 men, his hand reaching under the counter. And if I should refuse? I am afraid I must insist. The little man's glasses shone with menacingly. The 2 men then ganged up on the old man, and then shoved him into a black car before driving away. As this was going on, Naruto was meditating with his cards laid out in front of him and ethereal forms of his monsters around him, and they appeared to be communicating with each other telepathically. Blue Eyes them sensed something, then peered out the window and saw Solomon being kidnapped by several men in black suits. She then warned her master of his grandfather's capture. Naruto then ended his conversation with his monsters and put his deck back together, jumped out of the window and chased after the vehicle. He called his brother to meet him at Kaiba Core because the little shit named Sito Kaiba had kidnapped their grandfather to serve as an example to those who say no to him. A few minutes later, Naruto arrived to Kaiba Corporation and saw Yugi and his friends following close behind. Naruto, I got your call and left class as soon as I could, he said as he stopped in front of his brother. Naruto nodded and led his brother and his friends inside. They were met with some resistance, but were quickly dispatched by Naruto, Joey, and Tristan. When they arrived to the top floor, they found Solomon on the ground. Grandpa! Naruto and Yugi ran to their fallen elder. Naruto! Yugi! I tried to show that brat the heart of the cards, but... Solomon said, but was interrupted by Kaiba. The old man lost, preaching such useless nonsense about the heart of the cards. Cards are all about power and nothing else, Sito said with an evil smirk. Naruto stepped away from Yugi and Solomon and angrily stared at Kaiba. How dare you mock my grandfather and his beliefs? He yelled. Then the magatama around his neck started to glow, and the symbol of the 6 samurai appeared on his forehead. Then the image of samurai appeared overlapping his figure and merging with the spirit of the samurai. As he did, his posture changed. His only visible eye glowed an emerald green, while under his eye patch crimson light can be seen escaping from the cracks. When the glowing stopped, Naruto was a few inches taller. His hair had grown and now reached the center of his upper back, and his blonde hair acquired red-black streaks. He had removed his eye patch, revealing a single crimson eye with a slit pupil. His whiskers had darkened. Kaiba, you'll pay for what you've done to Grandpa, Naruto said with a deep voice. Kaiba then laughed. I'd like to see you try trash. Naruto growled at Kaiba's insult. Then he noticed Yugi's Millennium Puzzle was emitting a yellow glow, which only Naruto noticed, conveniently enough, and Yugi's back straightened a little and his eyes narrowed. The mature Yugi looked at his brother. You want to take him, brother? Yugi asked. Naruto then turned to his brother. Yeah. He insulted not only Grandpa, but what he taught us, so I'll put this fool in his place with this deck, he said as he pulled out his deck from his deck box. Naruto and Kaiba climbed to the top of the strange big machine and laid their decks on the designated areas, while Yugi and Joey sat in the stands while both T and Tristan rushed Solomon to the hospital. Let's duel! The life point counter spun to 2000 and they both drew 5 cards. Naruto 2000. Kaiba 2000. I'll start things off with the Might Hitatsumi Giant, 1200, 1000. A part of the machine glowed and a large, one-eyed green monster appeared on the field, floating in the air. At this, Naruto raised an eyebrow. Hologram projections. Interesting, he said as he looked at his cards. First I'll active 2 spell cards, 6 Samurai United and Gateway of the 6, he said as he activated his spell cards. Then I'll summon the 6 Samurai Zanji 1800, 1300 in attack mode, he announced as a warrior wearing orange armor and carrying a halberd appeared glaring at the one-eyed monster. Zanji, attack his giant, Naruto commanded. The orange warrior then jumped into action and sliced the giant. Naruto 2000. Kaiba 1400. Then I'll play one card face down and that ends my turn, Naruto said. Not a bad move, Blondie, for an amateur. Kaiba scowled. But now I summon Sagi the Dark Clown, 600, 1500, in defense mode and end my turn. A very strange-looking clown appeared on the field, cackling maniacally. Playing it safe are we, Kaiba? Good thing too, he said as he drew his next card. I summoned the 6 Samurai, Uriza, 1500, in attack mode, and now that I've summoned 2 6 Samurai monsters, my 6 Samurai United's effect activates, so I send it to the graveyard and draw 2 new cards, he announced as he did what the card effect was. Now I activate Gateway of the 6 and offer 4 counters to search for any 6 Samurai monster in either my deck or graveyard, so I'll search my deck, he said as he searched his deck for what he needed, then shuffled the deck and placed it back. Now I'll special summon 2 monsters, Go Grandmaster of the 6 Samurai, 2100, 800, and Great Shogun Shurin, 2500, 2400, he announced as 2 new monsters entered the fray. Now I'll activate Uriza's effect and bypass your monster and attack you directly, Naruto announced, making everyone wide-eye. The blue-armored warrior then drew his spear and shoot at Kaiba, thus driving the spear into the glass circle. Naruto 2000. Kaiba 400. Then I'll play one card face down and end my turn, the blonde said with a smirk that angered Kaiba to no end. At this point, Kaiba was angry that this nobody had not only forced him to play on the defense, but has a monster that can attack directly. He then drew his next card, then laughed. You may have forced me to play defensively, but now I'll counter-attack with this. Go Blue Eyes White Dragon, 3000, 2500. He announced as a white dragon with sapphire eyes appeared with a mighty roar. Attack his blue samurai and end this duel. White lightning attack. The legendary dragon shot its attack until. And 3000 minus 1000 is equal to 2000, instant K.O if it were to hit. Sorry Kaiba, but you activated one of my face-down cards. Activate Shadow Spell, Naruto said as he flipped his trap card, stopping the great creature's attack and encasing it in chains, and lowered its attack points by 700. 3000 minus 700 is equal to 2300, Kaiba's blue eyes. Kaiba clenched his teeth in anger. I end my turn. Naruto then drew and was shocked to see what he had pulled. Kaiba, I'm sorry, but I'll end this duel with the one card that you've tried to take from my grandfather, he said, making Kaiba's eyes widen. Why, you don't mean? Kaiba shuddered. That's right, I summoned Blue Eyes White Dragon, 3000, 2500, in attack mode. Ironic, isn't it? The very card you wanted to take from my grandfather shall be your greatest downfall, Naruto announced as he summoned his legendary dragon. Kaiba slightly backed away. No, you can't. Naruto stared at him with unnerving eyes. I can. Go Blue Eyes destroy his weakened dragon. White lightning attack, Naruto commanded. The dragon then shot a white beam at the weakened Blue Eyes, destroying it and taking out the remainder of Kaiba's life points. Naruto 2000 winner. Kaiba 0. How? How could I lose? Kaiba questioned, and then Yugi answered for his brother. You lost because you only depended on the power of your deck. Without faith, you can be victorious, the mature Yugi said. That's impossible and a load of bull, Kaiba snapped. If you think I'm lying, then open your mind. Mind crush. Naruto raised his eyebrow at what his brother had just did and saw that Kaiba had fallen to his knees, ignoring the frantic calls of his younger brother Makuba, who had a front row seat to his own brother's defeat. Naruto then gathered his deck, put his eye patch back on, and stepped down from the stand and joined his brother and Joey. As he had his way, he reverted back to his original form, as too did Yugi as he rushed to meet his older brother. Whoa bro, that was amazing, Yugi said. Thanks little bro. Come on, let's go see Grandpa, Naruto said, with both Yugi and Joey agreed. The three left to meet up with Tristan and T at the hospital. When they got to the hospital, they were greeted by Tristan and T wheeling Solomon. Naruto and Yugi hugged their grandpa, both happy that he was alright. A few days have passed since the duel between Sito Kaiba and Naruto Muto. We find Yugi and his friends dueling against each other, mainly Joey against T. Come on, Joey, make a move already, Tristan told Joey. Joey growled slightly. Will you be quiet? Naruto rearranged my deck and I didn't have time to learn how to use these cards, Joey said as he finally selected the card he wanted. I summoned Gear Fried the Iron Knight, 1800, 1600, and I giving Joey his Battle City deck, then I'll use the magic card Release Restraint to transform my warrior into his more powerful version. So ladies and gentlemen, give a warm welcome to Gear Fried the Sword Master, 2600, 2200, and I equipped him with Legendary Sword which gives my monster an additional 300 attack points, Joey said. GSM, 2600 plus 300 is equal to 2900. T scoffed. So what? She said. But because I equipped my monster with Legendary Sword, his effect kicks in for you. See, when he's equipped with an equipped card, he can destroy all monsters on your side of the field, he said with a confident smirk. Wait, what? T said with a shocked look to her face and a surprised look from Tristan and Yugi. He, and with the direct attack of my monster your life points hit 0, Joey said with a wide grin. No way, Joey actually won a duel. How well, it isn't raining fire, so this is happening, Tristan said as he looked out the window. Will you shut up? And if it wasn't for Naruto my deck would have blown big time. I gotta give him my thanks, Joey said as he collected his cards. You might want to take a rain check on that, Joey, Yugi said with a sheepish look. And why's that, Yug? Asked the blonde. My brother went to see Serenity since he only came home to unpack and rest, the multicolored hair boy said. At this Joey was a bit peeved, but nodded. Well, so long as he doesn't hurt her or make her cry, I'll accept him as Serenity's boyfriend, Joey said as he folded his arms and nodded. Wow, Joey, that's very mature of you, he said, getting a chuckle out of Tristan. Will you two knock it off, and if those two do end up in a serious relationship, then that'll make Yugi my brother-in-law, Joey said, pointing to Yugi. I feel sorry for you, Yugi, Tristan said with pity. That's it, come here, you, Joey yelled as he put Tristan in a chokehold, while Yugi and T tried to separate them. Meanwhile, at the hospital, Naruto walked through the hospital door, approached the receptionist's desk. Excuse me, but can you give me the room number to Serenity Wheeler? He asked the woman behind the desk. Of course, she's in room 306, and it would seem that her mother is here visiting, the woman said. Thank you, miss, the blonde said as he left to go see his girlfriend. He walks over to the elevator, clicks for the door to open, enters and clicks the 3 button. The door closes and ascends to his destination. When Naruto arrived to the floor via elevator, when the door opened he saw a woman in her 40s with brown short curly hair and brown eyes. She had slight creases on either side of her mouth showing her age. She wears a yellow sweater with a pink turtleneck underneath and yellow blouse to match her sweater. She also wore a light brown dress shows. This was Kawaii Wheeler, and a mix of her Japanese name and English name, mother of Serenity and Joey. Kawaii-san, it's good to see you, Naruto said. Naruto-kun, it's so good to see you again. I hope your time in Egypt was okay? She asked. Egypt was okay, although I could live without the occasional scorpions in my boots, he said with a cheesy grin, making Kawaii laugh at the blonde's response to her question. I'm sure, Naruto-san. I believe you're here for a different reason, she said. Yeah, how's she doing? Naruto asked with worry. Kawaii's facial expression took a sudden turn. She's scared, Naruto. The doctors say that she'll lose her sight if she doesn't receive an operation, Kawaii said to the blonde. Naruto was shocked, but knew he had to be strong for both her and Serenity. Kawaii-san, is it alright if I can see her? He asked. Of course, Naruto-kun, she's been waiting for you ever since you had told her that you came back, she said as she moved to the side to allow Naruto to leave the elevator and find the room of his ill girlfriend. He trekked the corridor until he found the room he was looking for. He gently knocked on the door, and then waited for a response, which didn't take too long to receive. Who is it? The occupant asked. Just someone who wanted to visit his loving girlfriend after coming home from the sands and pyramids of Egypt, Naruto said as he heard some commotion from the room as its occupant was make her way to the door. The person to open the door was a beautiful young girl in her teen years. She had flowing auburn hair and gentle dull greenish-brown eyes. She was also wearing a pair of simple pink pajamas. When she saw his face, her eyes watered and she hugged him. "Naruto-kun, I've missed you," she said, snuggling into his warmth. "I've missed you too, Serenity-chan," he said as he wrapped his arms around her frail body. She then pulls away just enough for their eyes to meet, and then she tippy-toes to kiss him on the lips, which he deepens, causing her to moan softly. The two then pulled away, for the need for air was greater than their desire to continue making out. The two then entered the room. Naruto laid next to Serenity, who was snuggling into Naruto's warmth. "I've met your brother the other day," Naruto said, getting her attention. "Joey, how was he?" she asked. "He's exactly how you described him, but I can see that his faults are what makes your brother a good person, and he's been hanging out with my brother, so I can tell that those two are more like brothers than friends," Naruto said, making Serenity smile at her boyfriend's approval. Serenity then takes his hand and lightly squeezes it as if it were her lifeline. "I'm scared, Naruto-kun," she admitted. Naruto then brought her closer and kissed the top of her head. "I know, and I promise you that I'll do whatever I can so that you don't have to lose your vision, even if I have to sacrifice my eyes for you," he said with determination. Serenity was shocked to hear what Naruto would do just for her. She wanted to protest, but knew that his mind was dead set on whatever it would take for her to see. Naruto's determination and his willingness to sacrifice his own well-being for others was one of the reasons why she loved him, because he was a selfless individual and would put the needs of others before his own. "Thank you, Naruto-kun," she said as she drifted to sleep in his embrace. Naruto then fell asleep, oblivious of the events of Maximilian Pegasus stealing the soul of his grandfather. The next day, in Kame Games, Naruto had locked himself in his room, angry that Pegasus would go so far as to steal the soul of his grandfather to lure both him and Yugi to Duelist Kingdom. He was also angry at himself for not being there to prevent it. Yugi and the others were concerned for Naruto, especially Yugi, since Naruto remembered the tragic incident that took both their parents from them. Another thing was that when Joey got home, he had remembered the package Naruto gave him. Turns out it was a video, and when he played it, it was a message for him from Serenity. The video played. "Hey there, big brother. How've you been?" she asked. "I really miss you." "Ha! I can't believe it's been 6 years since we've seen each other. I'll never forget the day Mom took me to live with her. I'm sending you this video so that you don't forget your little sister's face. It seemed like I'm running out of time. I was hoping to see you once more," she said as tears built up. "Well, you understand. Bye-bye, big brother. So long and take care, Joey," she said as the video ended. After viewing the video, Joey had confronted Naruto by breaking down the door and asking him what he was going to do to help Serenity, and told Joey that Pegasus had sent him a box similar to Yugi's and had made plans to go to this tournament even if he had to sneak his way in. With that said, Joey had left the shop to prepare for his way in. On the same day, Pegasus had sent both Yugi and Naruto an invitation to his tournament on Duelist Kingdom, so Naruto locked himself in his room and started the process of packing some clothes, toiletries, a sleeping bag, some provisions, and his deck. When everything was packed, he set it aside and went to sleep. 2 days later, and the meeting at school is canon. It was 9:30 p.m., and there was a huge crowd standing in front of a massive ship, its destination Duelist Kingdom. Here we find Naruto carrying his bag on a single sling while the other hand was in his pocket. "Just you wait, Pegasus. I'm coming for you," Naruto thought as he glared with his only visible eye. Attention all duelists. Welcome to this event sponsored by Industrial Illusions. You received a new invitation, the starships that'll grant you entry into the contest. You are all elite, invited by us after reviewing your past Duel Monsters contest. You each have a fair and equal chance to win. It all comes down to how well you've chosen your cards and how well you play. Now duelists cross the ocean and enter the Duelist Kingdom. the announcer said as he looked down at all the potential duelists. Present your start chips as you board the ship, the security said as Naruto passed them, showing his dueling glove and the 2 star chips he received. He entered the ship completely missing Joey trying to sneak in and Yugi giving him one of his own. Naruto was on the deck when he noticed both Joey and Yugi. He approached them. Hey Yugi. Joey, I see that you guys made it, Naruto said, getting their attention. Hey bro, yeah, if it means getting Grandpa's soul then I'll go, Yugi said. Yeah, and I'll win the prize money for my sister, Joey announced. Naruto smiled. Hey, I'm gunning for them both, since the blank card that I received is for whatever I desire, and what I want is to, he said, but was cut off by a strong smell of perfume. He then saw a blonde woman with a grin on her face. Yugi, Joey, whatever you do, try and avoid her, he warned the 2, who then took notice of the woman as she turned to leave. Why, what's the matter? Yugi asked. That was my Valentine, aka my ex-girlfriend, Naruto said, getting shocked look out of both Yugi and Joey. What? They yelled. She's the girl that you dated in high school, the one that, Yugi said, before Naruto shoved both his hands to Yugi's mouth to shut him up. Yes, the one that did that, and I would appreciate it that you don't ever mention it again, Naruto said in a threatening tone that made Yugi nod vigorously. Joey didn't say anything, other than stare at Mai's rump and horned dog. Later the 3 arrived to where most of the contestants were congregating, where they met the regional finalist and regional champion Weevil Underwood and Rex Raptor. The 2 spoke with the trio, but Naruto was keeping a close eye on the pest that was Weevil. Because seriously, no one who have a name like Weevil Underwood and not look like a creeper or with something to hide, basically Naruto didn't trust this kid. Naruto then cut in and gave the worm a predatory stare. As much I would like to continue to listen, you're the voice that sounds like a dying cat. I have a room available for us to use, so Yugi, Joey, let's go, Naruto said as he left with both Yugi and Joey tailing not far behind. As they left, Yugi had noticed the scowl on Naruto's face, but decided to keep quiet and just follow his brother to the room. A few minutes later, the trio arrives to a standard room with 2 bunk beds with twin-size beds, a small table and chair, a dresser with a TV mounted on top, a bathroom and a window facing the ocean. Okay, make yourselves at home and please do spend your time making sure that your decks are ready for whatever is thrown at you, Naruto said as he set his bag at the foot of one of the bottom bunks and crashed onto the bed with his hands folded behind his head and closed his eyes. Both Yugi and Joey decided to do what Naruto had suggested and go through their decks to see what strategies they could use. As the trio did their thing, there was a knocking at the door, so naturally Yugi decides to open the door and was greeted by 2 familiar faces. Tristan, what are you guys doing here? Yugi asked, getting both Joey's and Naruto's attention. We couldn't let you guys go on this on your own, so we decided to come along, T said. So basically you're stowaways, Naruto said, not leaving his spot on the bed. Hey, don't say it like it's a bad thing, and besides you were planning to do the same thing if you weren't invited, T argued, but failed to get her point across as Naruto snored lightly, indicating that he was asleep. At this, tick marks formed on T's head, and seeing this, Yugi stepped in. T, leave Naruto alone, he has a lot going through his mind, so it would be best to just get some sleep, because tomorrow we arrive to Duelist Kingdom, he informed them. Yug's right, so I call top bunk, he said as he got the bunk over Yugi. I got the other top, Tristan said, getting the bunk over Naruto's. Hey, what about? She asked, but was interrupted by Naruto. Sleep in the bunk with Yugi, it's obvious that you have a thing for him, but choose to just stay in the friend zone, Naruto said, getting the 2 to blush. And I-san, Naruto-san, T and Yugi yelled with blushes on their faces. This caused Naruto, Tristan, and Joey to laugh at their friend's situation, but accepted their fate and they all went to sleep, well except Naruto, who was looking at the blank prize card. Whatever my heart desires. I want both my grandfather and girlfriend to be in my life. I won't lose anyone again. Grandpa. Serenity, please hang on for just a bit longer because I'm coming, he thought as he closed his eyes and finally went to sleep. It was morning and it was barely dawn when Duelist Kingdom came into view. Naruto was up on the bow staring at the island as the ship approached it. Naruto then looks at his deck, then back at the island. Just you wait, Pegasus. I'll tear you apart for what you have done to Grandpa, Naruto thought angrily as his dual spirits appeared at his side, showing him that they'd follow him no matter what. On Duelist Kingdom, Pegasus was doing his morning routine when he felt a sense of dread coming up his spine. Oh my. Who or whatever that was is even more frightening than the Egyptian god monster cards, because this one is coming here. I hope I survive the wrath of whatever that is, the creator of duel monsters thought as he started to sweat. Back on the ship, Naruto's dual spirits looked at their master. Will stand by you, Naruto-sama, always, the monsters said in unison before fading back into the deck. Naruto is then accompanied by Joey, Yugi, Tristan and T as they watch the ship get closer to the island, where they'll spend an unknown amount of time to get whatever it is that's needed to challenge Pegasus to earn the prize of either $3 million or whatever the heart desires. In Yugi's and Naruto's case, Grandpa's soul returned. Man, this Duelist Kingdom looks like a pretty big place. Yugi, Naruto, finding your grandpa isn't gonna be easy, Joey said to the two Moto brothers. Well, we gotta start somewhere, Yugi said as the ship pulled into the harbor. The only thing that we know is that Pegasus has Grandpa's soul here on the island, and if I were Pegasus, I would keep it where there are plenty of guards and security, so probably somewhere close to Pegasus, Naruto said, deducting of the whereabouts of Solomon's trapped soul. 15 minutes later. The ship has finally docked, and the contestants began to disembark to their next challenge. Whoa, check out the suits, Joey said as he saw several men in black clothing on the pier. P.A. Attention all duelists, please disembark in an orderly fashion. Hey T, what if those security guys find out we're both stowaways? We ought to play it safe and swim back, Tristan asked a female member of the group. Naruto's sweat dropped. You do realize that we're about 100 miles away from the mainland, right? The blonde asked, making Tristan's sweat drop for even thinking it. We're in the middle of nowhere, lane brain. If you can try and act normal, we'll be okay, she yelled at Tristan, making the guy turn to Yugi. Dude, Yugi, calm your woman, he said, making both Yugi and T blush, before she whacked him over the head. Naruto laughed. You surely know how to pick him, bro. She'll make a wonderful sister-in-law, he said, wrapping an arm around Yugi's shoulder while grinning. Be big brother, Yugi exclaimed as both his and T's faces imitated a tomato in color. Naruto, Joey and Tristan laughed at Yugi and T as they blushed. You're not one to laugh, Joey, since my brother is dating you, sister, Yugi said, making Joey stop laughing and look to Naruto. I accepted that you're dating Serenity, but hurt her or make her cry and you'll answer to me, got it? Joey said, being the big brother to his sister. Naruto chuckled. Of course, Joey, I wouldn't be here if she wasn't important to me. I'll win this tournament, and win the prize money for Serenity's operation and save Grandpa from Pegasus, he said with a determined look. Hey wait bro, what do you mean? You can only use one of the prize cards, Yugi said. Naruto then pulled out the blank card. This card represents what the heart desires. I want my family together. I want to make Serenity better and introduce her to both you and Grandpa. I want to have a future with everyone in it, so with this I'll win both the money and Grandpa's soul, he said as he put the card away. Everyone looked at Naruto intently. Wow. Naruto really put a lot of thought into what he wants, they thought as they made their way off the ship. As the group walked off the ship, Tristan was still a bit uncomfortable about being here. Just act cool. Act cool. Cool as a cucumber. Keep it cool, he said to himself as he walked with a stiff. Hey you, one of the suits said, getting Tristan's attention. Don't be so nervous. You guys are our guests here, the suit-wearing man said. That's right. I'm your guest, he said as he bowed before running off to join the rest of the group. Way to go, lame brain, Naruto said with a playful smirk. Yeah, you didn't seem suspicious at all, Joey chimed in. I hate you too sometimes, Tristan said under his breath as he glared at the two blondes. Well, it seems that everyone made it off the boat, especially the insect, Naruto said as he looked at Weevil, who was smirking in their direction. What's he smirking about? Joey asked with slight irritation. Don't know, but we'll worry about it later, Yugi said with everyone agreeing. The man with the Tristan hairdo appeared in front of the crowd. Welcome all duelists. Please, follow the stairs to meet your host, he said, pointing towards the stairway that leads to a castle. That castle's got to belong to Pegasus, Yugi said. And the likely location of Grandpa's soul, Naruto chimed in. Then what are we waiting for? Joey said as he started making his way towards the stairway. As everyone started to climb the stairs, T sees something in the forest down below. Hey, what's that? She asked as she looked down into the forest. Huh? What do you see, T? Asked Yugi. It looked like Bakura, she said, pointing into the forest. Bakura for school? He asked, looking where she was pointing to. Again, with this Bakura stuff? Tristan said. Where is he, T? Joey asked, not seeing anything. Naruto looked into the forest, and the crack of his eye patch shined red. I sense an evil intent down there, but it also feels ancient, he thought as he gave a low growl. That's twice that I've seen him now, but he's not there anymore. Maybe it's all in my head, she said with a confused look. Come on. We're on a rescue mission, Tristan said as the others started moving again, with T following after a final look into the forest. Behind one of the trees was a boy older than T. He has green eyes, and his hair is pale blue. He wears a white wool sweater and green undershirt with blue pants. 5 minutes later, everyone was standing in front of the castle, eagerly waiting for Pegasus to appear on the balcony above. Wow, look, that's Weevil Underwood. He's the regional champion, a random duelist said, looking at Weevil. And that's the runner-up Rex Raptor, another duelist said, looking at the Dino duelist. And there's Mako Tsunami, he was ranked 3rd, a third duelist said, looking at Tantine with no shirt and a spear. Wow, these are the best duelists in the world, but where the world champion, Seto Kaiba, is? The same kid asked, looking for the strongest duelist in the world. Didn't you hear some kid beat him, and on his home turf, too? The first random duelist said. Seriously, I thought Kaiba was the best? The second duelist asked. He was, but not anymore, Naruto. Moto's supposed to be the kid to beat now, the same kid said as both Joey and Yugi nudged him. Attention. Please gather around. Your benevolent host is anxious to greet you all, Sarawatri said. Was all Yugi and Naruto said as they glared at the balcony. Inside the castle, a man wearing an all-red suit and pants, white dress shoes and long white hair was walking through the hallway. As he made his way to the balcony, several guardsmen were in a line bowing to the man. Back down, everyone was seething at the thought of the man who stole Solomon's soul. Boy, would I like to have 5 minutes alone with that guy, Joey said, wishing to inflict some form of bodily harm on Pegasus. Get in line, Joey, 'cause I want to go at him first, Naruto said to Joey, not taking his eyes off the balcony. Pegasus then appeared on the balcony, looking down at the contestants. Yugi has a flashback to when he dueled Pegasus and saw his grandfathers be taken. I'm not leaving this island until I've saved my grandpa. No matter what Pegasus has planned for me, Yugi thought as he stared at Pegasus. Naruto stared into Pegasus' only visible eye and noticed something that he saw whenever he looked at himself in the mirror. His eye contained great pain and sorrow, but was masked with ambition. Whatever happened for him to be like this must have caused this man to snap, Naruto thought as he stared at Pegasus with his visible eye. Pegasus laughed sinisterly as he gazed down at the crowd. Greeting, duelist, I am Maximilian Pegasus. It's my great honor and pleasure to welcome you all to the Duelist Kingdom tournament. You stand before me, the world's greatest duelist. But come tournament's end, only one shall be crowned king of games. I implore you all to assemble your dueling decks with care, with creativity, and with cunning, for this competition will test your skills like never before. To track your progress, each of you have been given a dueling glove and 2 precious star chips. You must wager these star chips on each duel you compete in. To advance to the final level of the competition for the chance of $3 million prize, you must win 10 star chips. 10 star chips will admit you access into my castle, where you'll gain the opportunity to duel me, Pegasus said. If Grandpa is here, I'd bet my dueling glove he's inside that castle, but I'll never be able to get inside with all the guards around. We're just gonna have to win enough star chips to get inside, so that'll be 30 star chips, 10 for me, Joey and Big Bro Yugi thought as he stared at Pegasus. This will be a tournament unlike you've ever seen or experienced. State of the art dueling arenas cover the entire island, and intriguing new dueling rules will be in effect. I could tell you what these new rules are, but what fun will that be? He asked. You'll discover them as you compete, or you won't last very long. Remember, play boldly, think strategically, and duel mercilessly. You have 1 hour to prepare both your cards and yourselves. When the skies light up with fireworks, the duels will begin, he said, getting everyone excited for the tournament to start. As the crowd cheered, Pegasus walked back into the castle. The duelists have arrived, and the Moto brothers have taken the bait, and the games are about to begin. Everything is going according to plan, he thought as he walked back to his chambers. I've got to win my way into that castle, I just gotta, Yugi thought. 15 minutes later, the group has moved to a field a couple miles away from the castle. They had just finished preparing their decks, but Joey wasn't so sure about being able to compete. Yugi, I don't know about this. Maybe you should just take your start chip back, he said, offering his start chip back to Yugi. Now you keep it, your little sister is counting on both you and Big Bro to win the prize money, Yugi said. Thanks, buddy, and Naruto, be sure not to lose, he said to the older blonde. I can say the same to you, Joe, you too, Yugi, Naruto said as he started walking away from the group. Hey bro, where you going? Yugi asked. Naruto turned to Yugi and his group. I'm going on my own, better if you learn how to manage without me, he said, making Yugi sadden that his big brother wasn't going to stay with the group. Then he felt 2 fingertips pressing against his forehead, and how Itachi pokes at Sasuke, causing he to rub his forehead. Don't be so disheartened, Yugi, I have faith in you and I'll see you in the finals, he said, grinning. Yugi smiled. I'll see you there, big brother, he said. Naruto then walked away from the group as the fireworks light up the sky. 15 minutes later, Naruto notices a crowd gathering in the forest. Deciding to investigate, he hides into trees and sees his brother dueling Weevil Underwood. So you decided to challenge the insect, Naruto thought as he sat on a branch and watched the duel as it unfolded. Yugi vs. Weevil. Let's see how you like my killer needle, 1200, 1000. Weevil said as he summoned a wasp-like monster in what appeared to be a forest image. You'll have to get through my mammoth graveyard, 1200, 800 first, Yugi said as he summoned a skeletal elephant. This massive monster will match your annoying insect point for point. Attack, he said, ordering his moving fossil. Killer needle, attack, let's show the mammoth your stinger. Attack! Weevil ordered his monster to attack. The wasp monster attacks the skeletal mammoth and destroys it. No! Yugi yelled, surprised that his monster was destroyed despite the 2 monsters being evenly matched. Ha! Gone after 1 sting, it must be allergic, Weevil said in a mocking tone. In the trees, Naruto narrowed his eyes at Weevil. So that was his game. He lead my brother here because of the field power boost. If you do somehow survive this, Weevil, I'm coming after you, Naruto thought. I don't get it, both our monsters were evenly matched. It should have been a stalemate? Yugi thought, shocked at what had just happened. Have you begun to figure out yet why I lead you to this forest area? Weevil asked. If you just look around, then you would see that this is an exact replica of our surrounding environment, 1 part wasteland and 1 part forest. And who thrives in the forest? Bugs. The strongest and most powerful insects rule the forest, and as long as I play my insect in the forest area, I get a field power bonus. I guess you weren't listening when Pegasus said that this tournament would have exciting new surprises in store for us. Maybe if you were smart enough to steal the new rules like I did, you would be getting the field power bonus instead of me. Haha, he said as his monster's power went up. Killer needle, 1200 plus 360 is equal to 1560, 1000 plus 40 is equal to 1040, 1560, 1040. Naruto glared at the insect user with some of his killer intent leaking out. I'm definitely gonna kill that roach, he thought. He cheated. He led us here because he knew he had an unfair advantage, Joey said, pissed that Weevil set up his friend. Go ahead. Call me a cheater. You're all just angry because you didn't swipe the rules yourselves. And because you didn't, little Yugi is about to get stung, Weevil said before he heard Yugi laugh. What? How could you be laughing? Weevil asked. Because take a look at your ferocious killer needle now, he said as the wasp monster was destroyed. "Oh no, my monster, what have you done with my monster?" he asked. "This makes no sense. My monster was supercharged with the field power bonus." But according to this, Yugi's monster became just as powerful. Weevil thought bitterly, seeing that Mammoth Graveyard became as strong as his. Mammoth Graveyard, 1200 plus 360 is equal to 1560, 800 plus 400 is equal to 1300, 1560, 1300. "Looks like my Mammoth Graveyard got a field power bonus from the wasteland area just like your bugs do from the forest," Yugi said. "Grr. The field point advantage was supposed to be mine alone," the bug user said as he growled. "I've been wondering about something on the ride here, Weevil. Why come to a remote island just to duel? But as soon as I saw this holographic display grid, it all came together. Every monster has a type of field that it does best on, like a home field advantage. And what makes this island so special is that it has every type of field imaginable. So when you deliberately lead us to this spot, you hope to gain some type of home field advantage," Yugi said. "Grr. Hee. You're awfully clever for figuring that out, Yugi, but figuring out one rule won't be enough. There's surprises hidden under every rock and I know them all," Weevil said. "You can do this, bro. I believe in you," Naruto thought as he watched the duel from the trees. "You can beat him, Yugi," T said. "Don't let that fleece scare you, he's bluffing," Joey said. The two duelists drew from their decks. "Really? Then let's see how you handle this bluff," Weevil said as he summoned Hercules Beetle, 1500, 2000. Hercules Beetle, 1500 plus 450 is equal to 1950, 2000 plus 600 is equal to 2600, 1950, 2600. "My Hercules Beetle will find a way to crawl under your skin," he said, summoning the monster in the forest area. "Ugh. Even though I know about the field power bonus, it's too late to rebuild my deck now. I should have listened to Bro when he gave me those cards. I guess a combo attack would be my best bet," Yugi thought before making his move. "He should have listened to me when I gave him those cards. Looks like he'll have to wing it for now," the blonde in the tree thought. "I play Feral Imp, 1300, 1400, and now I play Horn of the Unicorn, so its magic will raise my attack points," Yugi said as he activated his equipped spell card and equipped it onto his Feral Imp. As the card was equipped, the horn on its head started to glow and grow, and as it did, the monster became more feral-like. Feral Imp plus Horn of the Unicorn, 1300 plus 700 is equal to 2000, 2000, 1400. He. You'll have to do a lot better than that. Hercules Beetle, attack," Weevil said, ordering his beetle to attack. "Feral Imp, Magic Lightning, attack," Yugi ordered. Feral Imp launched an attack, but it didn't destroy Weevil's monster, but Weevil's monster destroyed Yugi's Feral Imp. Yugi's attack didn't even phase that thing, T said, shocked that Yugi's stronger monster did nothing to destroy its foe. "Something screwy," Joe said. "My Imp's Magic Lightning attack should have destroyed your beetle. Is this another trick, Weevil?" Yugi asked, trying to figure out what just happened. "No. Yugi. I just thought you knew that all monsters with a field power bonus were also resistant to any type of magic attack, and since my Hercules Beetle easily deflected your lightning bolts, he has more than enough power left to destroy your puny Feral Imp and continue to eat away at your life points," Weevil said as Yugi's life points dropped. 2000 minus 650 is equal to 1350. Yugi equals 1350. Weevil equals 2000. Even that four-eyed tick's weakest bugs are gonna be tough to beat so long as he's got that field power bonus, Joey said, pissed that his friend now has to struggle against the walking tick magnet. Naruto was pissed, but knew that this was Yugi's fight, so he decided to let Yugi handle this. "Yeah, but it's not like it can just be turned off," Tristan said. "That Weevil's a no-good cheat," T said, having to watch her love interest struggle against the cheating regional champion. "It's your turn. Make your move," Weevil said, waiting for Yugi to make his move. "Maybe I should use my next monster to defend by putting my card in face-down defense mode. My monster will take a hit, but my life points will be spared, Yugi thought as he played his card in defense mode. Good Yugi, better play it safe until a strategy presents itself, Naruto thought. So we're defending now, are we? Very clever! Since I can't see your monster's defense points, I can't be sure I can beat it. But even your strongest monster can't stand against my basic insect, 500,700, he said, summoning a praying mantis-based monster. Basic insect, 500 plus 150 is equal to 650, 700 plus 210 is equal to 910, 650,910. Not only does he get a field power bonus, but I'm upgrading him with a level 3 laser cannon, aka laser cannon armor, and a level 2 power boost, Weevil said as he equipped his monster with powerful equipped spell cards. No! His insect's so powerful now, my defense won't stand a chance, and after it falls, and my life points are next. Yugi thought in shock and fear of Weevil's armored insect. Now Yugi, for all the innocent little bugs you've squashed, stomped, crushed, or fumigated, it's payback time, Weevil said, making the hidden Naruto think that Weevil may have a bug fetish or something which really creep him out. Weevil's monster launched its attack, destroying Yugi's defending monster. He. You'll have to do better than that if you hope to survive my bug's laser-powered arsenal, Weevil said. Then I'll play this card, Yugi said, playing another monster in defense mode. Another defense card, no doubt, and I'll make sure that defending is all he can do, Weevil thought. I'm going to keep you on the defensive. Attack now with any monster, and you'll simply active this trap card, Weevil said, looking menacing as he played his trap card face down. What will you do, no Yugi? Naruto thought as he watched his brother be forced into a corner. That Weevil's got Yugi cornered, Tristan said. Yeah, he can't even counter-attack, Joey said. As long as my trap card remains in play, you're powerless to make a move against me. So, does my tightening web make you squirm? He asked with a deranged look. He's so busy bragging, he's not paying attention to my moves. Maybe I can set a little trap of my own, Yugi thought as he laid a card in the spell, trap card zone. Face it, Yugi. I've got you pinned down, and while you're totally unable to attack me, I can attack you anytime I want. Each turn you cower, I create a new monster, Weevil said as he summoned another insect monster. As turns pass, Weevil summoned more of his insect monsters, while Yugi drew cards hoping to get something. Keep drawing, Yugi. My army of insects just keeps getting bigger, Weevil said as he summoned another insect. I'm going to wipe out all of your monsters in one bug blitzkrieg. That's right, Weevil. Put all your monsters on the field. That's exactly what I'm counting on, Yugi thought as his plan started to unfold. Just look at our Yugi. He's so confident up there, he said. I know. When he's dueling, it's like he becomes a totally different guy. Now that I think about it, when Naruto dueled Kaiba he became different, and when he took off his eye patch, Joey said, remembering the duel with Naruto and Kaiba. Yeah, now that I think about it, didn't he lose that eye in the accident that? He said before Joey cut her off. Sure, we're not supposed to take about it, remember? Joey said in a hushed tone. Oh right, sorry, he said in a low voice, but Naruto heard the conversation and put a hand on his eye patch, but went back to watching the duel. He. What do you know? I'm down to my last monstrous insect, and you know what that means, Yugi? You're about to be exterminated, Weevil said as he summoned his supposed last monster. We'll see what my cards have to say about that, Yugi said as he drew his next card. Yugi then looked at the card and was excited. Yes, the Dark Magician, 2500, 2100, this is perfect. There's no way Weevil can resist him as a target, Yugi thought as he made his next move. All right, Weevil. I defend with the Dark Magician, Yugi announced. Excellent. I'll destroy your very favorite card first. Now, my pet, power up your laser cannon, Weevil ordered his basic insect as he targeted the Dark Magician. He. Attack, he ordered. Yugi then laughed. Why are you laughing? Weevil asked, completely unnerved at Yugi's expression. Weevil, you're not the only one who can set a trap card, Yugi stated. What? Weevil asked in shock. You were so busy grandstanding, you paid no attention to the cards I put into play, Yugi said. I thought they were all Monster CC cards, he questioned. Not all. When you loaded the field with your bug monsters, I laid a special surprise, the Mirror Force trap card, Yugi announced. Hold your fire, Weevil said, realizing the danger of said trap card, but it was too late. Too late, Weevil, you already ordered your attack on my Dark Magician, and Mirror Force will deflect it right back at you, Yugi said as Weevil's attack was reflected back to the attacker, which destroyed all his monsters. 2000 minus 1445 is equal to 555. Yugi, 1350. Weevil, 555. My life points are devastated, Weevil said as he watched both his monsters and life points get cut down. Yes, Yugi said with a confident smirk. Wait to play Yugi, Naruto thought with a grin on his face. Yugi's friends cheered for his play against the insect duelist. Weevil stared in shock. He obliterated my army of beautiful bug. How dare he thought as he glared at the multicolored hair boy. You're a liar and a cheat, Weevil, but it was your overconfidence that allowed me to get the best of you. Your insects are decimated. Your life points are low. And as you yourself said before, you've used up all of your monsters, Yugi said with the same confident smirk. I wouldn't count on that being an actual fact, Naruto, though. He. Actual, I lied about that too, he said, regaining his confidence. Huh? Yugi said in surprise. I still have my most formidable creature waiting in the wings, and this unconquerable insect will sweat you down once and for all, Weevil announced. Seething at the fact that he was played by this upstart duelist, Weevil glared at Yugi for destroying his army of insect monsters. Weevil growled at his now empty field. Ha! Great play, Yugi! Joey cheered for his friend. Great play indeed, thought Naruto as he smirked at Yugi's triumph against the insect duelist. You wiped out Weevil's bug army in one move, cheered Tristan. All right. You've got him on the ropes, cheered T. Ha ha ha! Yeah, right, said a familiar voice that got the group's attention and Naruto's, who seethed. Huh? Asked T. My, said Joey, getting both Tristan and T's attention. You know her? Asked Tristan. Not really, we noticed her back on the boat, then Naruto told us who she was and said to stay away from her, said Joey, causing Mai to flinch a bit. Really, Naruto said that? I wonder why? Asked Tristan. Don't know, all I know is that he used to date her, but they broke up, and from the tone of his voice, it must have been bad, said Joey. Mai felt hurt that the person she used to date would still such a grudge against her. Naruto, do you still hate me that much, she thought as she tried to keep up her attitude. You losers don't seem to realize who your little pal is up against. Weevil's regional champion, he's got moves your shrimp couldn't dream of, Mai said, trying to forget what the group said. This pissed off T as his love interest was being insulted. However, before she could retort, a figure leaped from the trees and landed in front of them. My insult my brother again, and your next opponent will be me, the figure said, revealing himself to be Naruto Moto. Naruto! Joey, Tristan and T said in unison. Hey guys, I see my little brother has the upper hand, but he shouldn't get too cocky. Weevil may have a few surprises left, Naruto said as he turned to see his brother duel. The other did the same thing, ignoring Mai. You may be flattened my army of bugs, Yugi, but you haven't won. I still have plenty tricks up my sleeve, said Weevil. You've done an awful lot of buzzing throughout this whole duel, Weevil, but I'm still here waiting for the sting, Yugi said with a confident smirk. Since you're new to the whole dueling tournament thing, I'll try to make this simple for you, Weevil said, seethed. I'm gonna wipe that goofy grin from your face, he said, plotting his next move. Now let's see which lucky bug gets to take the first bite, Weevil said as he drew his next card. Oh. But this little bug won't stand a chance against all your ferocious monsters. Oh well, I'll play it in defense mode, he said with a mock-defeated tone while chuckling in his mind. That would have been a nice bluff, But I still haven't forgotten the trap card you played, Yugi said as he remembered Weevil playing the trap card a few turns ago. He didn't trap me then, and he's not gonna trap me now. Weevil's trap card will activate as soon as I call an attack, and it'll destroy all the monsters I have on the field. But what if I get my monsters off the field first, and then destroy Weevil's trap? That's it, Yugi thought. I'll spring your trap, Weevil. But first, the monster recovery card. It allows me to call back all the creatures I have on the field. Monsters return to your cards, Yugi said, recovering all his monsters. Weevil seethed at this new course of action. Now your trap has nothing to snare, and once my monsters are all safely back in my deck, the recovery card also lets me draw a new hand, Yugi said as he shuffled his deck. Now all I have to do is sacrifice one of my weaker monsters and your trap is sprung. Kuribo, attack! Yugi commanded. Yeah! Weevil yelled as he was forced to activate his card. Trap cards only work if they catch you by surprise. Next time don't give your plan away, Yugi said. 1,350 to 300 equals 1,050 Yugi. He. Ha 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 ha! Weevil laughed. I don't give a bee's behind about that stupid trap card, Weevil announced, shocking Yugi. I tricked you into recalling your monsters so you wouldn't attack this, he said as he flipped the monster, revealing it to be Larvae Moth. This made Naruto wide-eyed because for Weevil to have summoned that can only mean trouble for Yugi. It's just a simple little Larvae Moth. That tiny creature can't be much of a threat. What is Weevil up to now? Yugi thought. Yugi, brace yourself because I know what comes next and I hope that you pull through, Naruto thought as he worried for his brother's outcome. He. Sure, he's just a little slug now, but the cocoon of evolution 2000 will change all that, he said. What? Said a now surprised Yugi. Isn't it beautiful? He said as his Larvae Moth was encased by the cocoon. Yugi said in disgust as he watched the worm encased in the cocoon. Meanwhile, down below, everyone looked on with disgust. That's just gross, he said. Weevil's bug is sealing itself in a cocoon, Joey said. And here I thought that kid couldn't get any more creepy, Naruto said as his right eyebrow twitched a bit. I told those chumps that Weevil would turn this duel around. If it were Naruto he was dueling, then I wouldn't doubt Naruto's ability to win, but his brother doesn't have the same skill set as Naruto, my thought. Behold my cocoon of evolution! Ha 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 ha! Within that cocoon sits my tiny little Larvae Moth, and over the next 5 turns he will undergo a startling transformation, from harmless caterpillar to unstoppable great moth, Weevil said. Then I'll crack your cocoon before that happens, Yugi stated. Easier said than done, Yugi, for my cocoon of evolution gets a field power bonus from the wilderness around us, increasing its defense points. It'll be so strong, you won't be able to scratch its surface. Just 5 more turns, Yugi. In 5 turns my great moth will fully evolve and finish you off, Weevil stated. Cocoon of evolution ATK, 0, def 2000 plus 600 is equal to 2600. If what Weevil says is true, I'd better act fast. That thing is getting bigger and stronger with each passing turn, Yugi thought, now realizing how much trouble he's in. I have to figure a way to break open that cocoon now. I can't let that moth get to its 5th stage of evolution. Do I have a card that's strong enough to stop it? Yugi thought as he looked at his hand. Gaia, the Fierce Knight, 2300, 2100, Yugi said, summoning an armored horseman with 2 lances and rode an armored purple stallion. Yugi, don't! Naruto yelled in his mind. Shatter that cocoon! Yugi ordered his knight. When the knight attacked the cocoon, it did nothing. The field power bonus makes it too strong, Joey said. Naruto said nothing, but shook his head in disappointment because his brother made a rookie mistake, one that he taught Yugi to avoid at all costs, but it seemed that his lessons didn't sink in. That's 1 turn down! Care to try again? Ha 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 ha! Weevil mocked. Weevil's cocoon is gonna be tough to crack, and for each attack that fails, my life points go down, Yugi thought. Yugi, 1050, 300 is equal to 750. Yugi made a rookie mistake, one that may cost him, and if he does it again, then he's finished, Naruto said, looking at the match. Oh no, said T, concerned for Yugi's chances at winning his first tournament duel. Hang tough, Yugi. You'll pop that pus bag, said Joey. Ha 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 ha, laughed Mai, getting Yugi's friends and Naruto's attention. Just what do you think you're laughing at? Asked T. All that stupid cheerleading you're doing. You make it sound like your Yugi still has a chance, she said, mocking Yugi. Before anyone could say anything, Naruto got in front of Mai and gave her a soul-piercing glare with his remaining eye. Mai visible didn't seem fazed, but inside she was terrified. My brother has more of a chance of winning this duel than you do against me, so congratulations, you're officially now on my list of people on this island I want to duel, he said, making everyone within earshot fearful of those on that list and hoping it's not them. Naruto then returned to Tristan's side to get away from Mai, who was now sweating because from what she had seen and heard was that Naruto was a merciless duelist when angered, and the last person who pissed him off that bad was utterly humiliated in front of national TV. Crap, me and my big mouth, Mai thought. Time skip, and we all know what happens from here. Yugi uses Curse of Dragon along with Burning Land to destroy the forest, thus giving his Gaia the chance to destroy the cocoon, but the moth evolved enough to survive. Weevil uses Great Moth to destroy Yugi's monsters and by some BS reduced Gaia the Dragon Champion due to again some more BS and destroyed it, thus leaving Yugi with 50 life points left, so here we are. Weevil, 555. Yugi, 50. I activate Swords of Revealing Light. This will stop your monster from attacking for 3 whole turns, said Yugi as glowing swords appeared surrounding Weevil's Great Moth. Heh. How desperate of you, Yugi. What possible of a 3-turn stall tactic do for you? Asked Weevil. He's right, what do I do? Asked Yugi internally. I don't know what to do with any of these cards, they're just a bunch of pieces. How can I use them to defeat a duelist of Weevil's caliber? Asked the young Moto. For someone who claims to have faith, you're giving up too easily, Yugi. Listen, sometimes the very cards we hold are like a puzzle. You have to pull the different pieces in their proper place, said an apparition of Solomon. Like the Millennium Puzzle? Asked Yugi to the spirit of his grandfather. Exactly, my boy, each piece can build a greater being, he said as he was pulled away from Yugi's mind. Grandpa, Yugi said, reaching out to his grandfather, but was too late as the old man was pulled back to his prison. Like the pieces of a puzzle, remember? Solomon's words echoed in Yugi's mind. Pegasus Castle. As Pegasus was watching Yugi's duel with Weevil, he then noticed the card used to hold Solomon Moto's soul was glowing. What's going on? He asked as he unveiled his Millennium Eye to see what was going on. He saw the old man's spirit talking to Yugi, coaching him on how to win. That's enough of a reunion, Pegasus said, using his eye to pull Solomon's spirit back into the card. Upon seeing the card, Solomon had a look of hope and determination that his grandchildren will succeed in freeing him. Back to Yugi? Puzzle, when did I hear that before? Yugi thought. Then it hit him. Wait, what did Grandpa and Big Bro say? He remembered. Flashback. Listen, Yugi, in the game of Duel Monsters there's one unstoppable monster, Exodia the Forbidden One, Solomon said, but Naruto cut him off as he was ready to leave for Egypt. That monster can only be summoned by drawing all 5 very special cards. That is one of the most difficult tasks to ever achieve. Hell, I've tried in the past, but I always win my duels before ever summoning him, Naruto said. Well, maybe Yugi will do it after all. He's putting the Millennium Puzzle together, and if he could solve that monster of a mystery, then I'm sure he can pull it off, said Solomon, having faith in his youngest grandson in pulling off the impossible. Flashback end. Grr. Quit your stalling, Yugi. Just because you have 3 extra turns to live does mean you can waste my time, said Weevil, pissed that he has to wait 3 turns to finish Yugi off. Keep talking, Weevil, all I hear from you is buzz, he said as Yugi drew his next card. He noticed it was a right leg, and then he looked at his hand and saw that he had another leg, left leg, and a left arm. Yes, just one more card and I'll achieve the impossible. Grandpa is counting on me to win. Weevil then played a monster, then ended his turn. Yugi did the same, but it wasn't what he needed, so he ended his turn. Then Weevil drew and played a new monster while smiled because he knew that the spell Yugi used to buy time was about to vanish. Heh heh hee hee. This duel is as good as mine, face you Yugi, you've lost, said an overly confident Weevil as he ended his turn and swords of revealing light then faded. Don't listen to him, Yugi, yelled Joey. Come on, Yugi, I know you can do it, said T. We believe in you, Tristan added. Come on, little brother, I know you can win. Believe in the heart of the cards the same way myself and Grandpa believe in the heart of our cards, said Naruto, knowing that Yugi can pull a victory. Weevil's right, my only chance is to draw the final piece of Exodia, but the odds are against me. I don't think I can do this, thought Yugi as he began to doubt himself. As Yugi went to draw his next card, the deck began to pull away from him as if sensing his doubt. The deck, it senses my doubt, said a shocked Yugi. Don't lose focus, Yugi. Don't lose faith, concentrate, the older persona said to the younger. Then he remembered the symbol T drew on his hand. Then he sees his friends and brother standing around the deck with their marked hand hovering over the deck. Yugi, we're right here with you, said T. Yugi, you got to believe in yourself, said Tristan. You can do it, just kick these Weevil creeps butt, said Joey. I have faith in you, Yugi, so don't lose faith and believe in the heart of the cards, said Naruto. They're right, I have to believe in the cards like my friends and family believes in me, Yugi said to himself as he drew the next card. Draw your last pathetic card so that I may squash you like the bug that you are, sneered Weevil, confident that he'll win the duel. My grandfather's deck has no pathetic cards, Weevil, but it does contain the unstoppable Exodia, Yugi said, revealing Exodia, the Forbidden One. This shocked everyone, including Naruto, because no one, not even him or their grandpa, had ever achieved to summon him. Impossible! Yelled a very shocked Weevil. I've assembled all 5 special cards, all 5 pieces of the puzzle, Yugi said as the pentagram appeared, and from it came Exodia as it stared down Weevil's great moth. Exodia, it's not possible, no one has ever been able to call him, quivered a very fearful Weevil as he backed away. Exodia. Obliterate! Yugi commanded as the mighty Exodia brought its hands together, creating a ball of energy. Then it shot the energy ball at Great Moth, destroying it completely, and taking the remainder of Weevil's life points. Yugi 50. Weevil 0. Yugi, winner. As everyone was cheering at Yugi's victory, most were shocked that this newbie not only defeated the regional champion, but called forth the impossible to summon Exodia on the final turn of Swords of Revealing Light, which meant that the kid had the devil's luck, or was just a fluke, but in the end the results of the duel don't lie. Way to play, Yugi! Yelled Joey. I knew you could do it, said T. You the man, Yug, said Tristan. Naruto didn't say anything because he knew that there was nothing to be said. He knew that his brother was more than capable of handling things on his own. Oh wait, he's not alone, he has his friends here with him, and of course there is himself. But Naruto wasn't planning to stick with this brother. It was harsh, but he needed to let his little brother grow out and become the great duelist his big brother knows he can be. So, Naruto smiled as he turned to leave as Yugi came down and walked over to Weevil to retrieve his winnings, but he also noticed his brother leaving. He wanted to stop him, but what his brother said before the tournament started still rang true to his very soul. He knew his brother loved him more than anything, but he also knew that Naruto couldn't coddle him, especially with their grandfather counting on them. But Naruto had someone else to worry about. Naruto. As Naruto walked away, the spirits of his monster cards emerged from his deck to keep him company. The 6 samurai monsters and the blue eyes white dragon floated around him, communicating with each other and communicating with their master. Master, are you sure it is wise to leave your younger brother alone? Spoke Shogun Shuren, expressing his concern for Naruto's younger brother. I agree with the red-armored human. Shouldn't you be with your brother? Asked the blue eyes in a deep, but feminine voice. My brother will be fine. He has his friends to protect him and his goal to drive him to reach the top where I'll be waiting, Naruto said in a cryptic manner that the 2 current boss monsters understood what their master was implying. So, you plan to duel against your brother for the chance to battle this Pegasus for your deepest desire? stated Shuren, understanding his master's thought process. Yes, Naruto answered. But why? Asked the White Dragon. To him, I'm the greatest challenge he'll ever face. Call it a final test to see if he is truly ready to cast his own shadow. He said no full well the Yugi is capable of beating him, but lacked the experience that most duelists on this island possess. Shuren merely nodded, understanding his master's way of thinking. Blue Eyes, or Kara as she was called by Naruto, was worried for the young Moto, but knew that her master would never leave his brother if he wasn't sure that young Yugi could defend himself. Hell, before this whole tournament began, Naruto had trained Yugi in judo and taekwondo as a means for self-defense. But Yugi preferred to be a passive-aggressive and would only use violence as a last resort when needed. I understand you two are worried, but have faith that you'll be seeing them at Pegasus's castle once they acquire 10 star chips. And speaking of star chips, I need to begin the process of weeding out the weak, so it's time to get my game on, the older Moto sibling thought as he raced to his next challenge. 1 week later. It has been a week since Yugi defeated Weevil Underwood and eliminating the little pest from the tournament. Since then, Naruto has been making headway in the tournament, and has been labeled as the #1 contender with Yugi, Mai, and Joey following after him. Within the first 3 days, Naruto has been challenged by various duelists, all wanting a piece of him, but all they got was a through-ass whooping and the loss of their star chips. Naruto currently has 30 star chips, 3 times what he needs, but figures that they would come in handy later on. Right now, Naruto was standing at the stairs that'll lead to Pegasus's castle, where he'll challenge the man who stole Solomon's soul and save both his grandfather and his girlfriend's sight. As he walked the stairs, he heard a familiar voice. Stop! Naruto recognized the voice as his younger brother Yugi, and from the sound of it he was in distress. Naruto ran up the stairs to see the end of a duel between his brother and Kaiba. Yugi was on his knees and hands, looking as if he had done something unforgivable, and Kaiba, who was standing in the ledge and looking at Yugi as if he completed what he set out to do. Kaiba walked off the ledge to the center of the floor, picking up 10 star chips, pocketing them, and walked away. At this, Naruto ran to Kaiba. Hey dickweed, clench your teeth! He yelled, getting everyone's attention. Before he knew it, Kaiba was punched in the face with enough force to launch the bastard to the nearest wall. Kaiba slammed into the wall and slid down, but was stopped when Naruto grabbed him by the collar and held him at eye level. What the fucking was that? He asked, furious that this fool would go to extreme lengths to win. What did it look like? I won the match, Kaiba said, almost unfazed by being punched. By holding yourself hostage, have no honor? Naruto growled. Honor is for the weak, Kaiba said as he wiped the blood from the corner of his mouth. He stared Naruto, who glared at him with his single visible eye. It would seem you learned nothing from our last duel. It would seem you need a refresher course. Now duel me here and now, Naruto said, still not letting go. Why should I? I have all that I need, Kaiba sneered. Because knowing you dueling my brother wasn't satisfying enough, because it was I who humiliated you. So knowing you, your pride won't let this opportunity to defeat me pass up. So, are you a betting man? He asked, playing to Kaiba's ego. I know you're playing me, but you're right. My pride won't be satisfied until I see you groveling at my feet like the dog you are, Kaiba said, pushing Naruto away, forcing him to release Kaiba. Then the 2 older duelists walked to the middle of the dueling floor as Kaiba gave Naruto the duel disc. Then the 2 walked onto either side and inserted their respective decks into the deck slot. Naruto, 2000. Kaiba, 2000. Duel! They shouted. Are you ready for our rematch, Kaiba? Asked Naruto, still pissed that Kaiba would stoop so low as to crush his brother in a humiliating duel just to get to him. This is it, Naruto. Whoever wins faces Pegasus, and whoever loses, well, you'll be left a broken man, just like your brother, said Kaiba, causing Naruto to flinch as he remembered when he was left broken the first time was then his parents died, and the last time was when he was betrayed by someone he once trusted. As Naruto growled, the magatama around his neck started to glow, and the symbol of the 6 samurai appeared on his forehead. Then the image of samurai appeared, overlapping his figure and merging with the spirit of the samurai. As he did, his posture changed, his only visible eye glowed an emerald green, while under his eye patch crimson light can be seen escaping from the cracks. When the glowing stopped, Naruto was a few inches taller. His hair had grown and now reached the center of his upper back, and his blonde hair acquired red-black streaks. He had removed his eye patch, revealing a single crimson eye with a slit pupil. His whiskers had darkened. Kaiba, it'll be you who will be left broken because, unlike my brother, I play for keeps, Naruto said, glaring at Kaiba, whose eyes slightly widened as it did with everyone on the sidelines. Sidelines? Yug, your brother, he isn't serious, is he? Asked a concerned Joey, but got no response from his best friend, who was still shaken up from what he was so close to doing. Yugi-kun, please, begged a concerned T, but even she couldn't get a response. Well, whatever the case, this duel is going to happen, and from the looks of things, both are determined to crush the other, said Bakura. Seems like we're about to see a bloodbath, added Tristan. Duel. Stand back and prepare for battle, said Kaiba as he launched his duel disc. I play Ryukishin powered Dark Attribute, 4 stars, Fiend, ATK, 1600, Def, 1200, a gargoyle enhanced by the powers of darkness. Very sharp talons make it a worthy opponent, in attack mode, Kaiba said, summoning the Fiend. Then 4 holographic cards appeared in front of him. This caught Naruto's interest. Interest in Kaiba, but not good enough, Naruto, as he launched his disc. I active Gateway of the 6 and 6 Samurai United, Naruto said as the 2 cards flipped, revealing what they were. This caused Kaiba to growl because those 2 cards alone were a threat, but together made the deck super effective in its swarming capability. Then I active the field spell card Shuren's Castle of Mist spell card, field spell. When a 6 Samurai monster is attacked, the attacking monster loses 500 ATK during damage calculation only, Naruto said as a castle came into view, but was shrouded in mist. What are you up to, Moto? Asked if not, demanded Kaiba. Setting up the field to my liking, Kaiba, but just so you know, my turn isn't done. Now I summon the 6 Samurai Iru, Dark Attribute, 4 stars, ATK 1700, Def 1200, Warrior, effect. At the start of the damage step, if this card attacked a face-down defense position monster, destroy that monster. You must control a face-up, 6 Samurai, monster with a different name to activate and to resolve this effect. If this card would be destroyed, you can destroy another face-up, 6 Samurai, monster you control instead, in attack mode, he said, summoning a purple armored samurai with an oversized sword. Upon its summoning, both Gateway and United acquired their respective number of Bushido counters. Now Iru attack Kaiba's Ryukishin. Swallow strike, Naruto ordered. Then Iru moved his long katana to the slide, then with blinding speed launched at Ryukishin, but in an instant Iru was standing behind Ryukishin as if nothing happened, but then Ryukishin howled in pain as it was cut clean in half. Then the creature exploded with Iru appearing on Naruto's side of the field. 1700 minus 1600 is equal to 100. Naruto equals 2000. Kaiba equals 2000-100 equals 1900. Then I set 1 card face down and end my turn, Naruto said as a face down card appeared. Kaiba then caught his duel disc. You're good, but not good enough. Don't you think I expected that attack? And once again you've played right into my hands, Blondie, said Kaiba with a confident smirk, but Naruto looked completely unfazed. Are you done? Asked Naruto. What? I asked are you done because I have a million better things to do right now than listen to a perpetual child, so make your move or I'll go again, said Naruto, who was completely irritated. At this, Kaiba growled because this fool wasn't taking him seriously. Well, he'll show him what it means to cross Seto Kaiba. Fine then, Kaiba said as he drew his next card and smiled. I play Sword Stalker, Dark Attribute, LVL 6, Warrior, a monster formed by the vengeful souls of those who passed away in battle. ATK, 2000 DF, 1600, he said as he summoned his monster. The Sword Stalker gathers the life force of a fallen ally, raising his attack points by 20%. Watch, and this is some serious level bullshit. Where on this card does it say that? I call hacks on this series. Sword Stalker 2000 plus 400 is equal to 2400, ATK, 2400 DF, 1600. So that's why Kaiba allowed me to destroy his monster. It won't matter since I have everything set. Naruto thought, completely unfazed by what just happened. Attack now, Sword Stalker! Kaiba ordered. But as Kaiba's monster charged at Iru, the castle behind Naruto then started to release mist, which then covers the field. What's going on? Kaiba asked. Shuren's Castle of Mist is a field spell that activates when you attack a monster with 6 samurai in its name, and those attacking monsters lose 500 attack points, Naruto said as Kaiba's monster grew weaker. Sword Stalker's attack power, 2400 to 500 equals 1900. That still won't be enough, Kaiba said. True, if it wasn't for my face-down card, he said as the card flipped over to reveal a trap card. I activate Reinforcement Trap, increase one monster's attack by 500 points. And I use its effect to increase Iru's attack power, Naruto said. The 6 samurai Iru attack power, 1700 plus 500 is equal to 2200. Now Iru counterattack, Naruto ordered. Iru then burst from the mist and drove his blade through the weakened Sword Stalker. 2200, 1900 is equal to 300. Naruto equals 2000. Kaiba equals 1900, 300 is equal to 1600. Alright, hey Kaiba, Naruto put the moves on you again, said an excited Joey. Clueless. If those fools only knew what's in store for Blondie, Kaiba muttered. My turn. Draw, Naruto said as he drew from his deck. I summoned the 6 samurai Itachi, attribute water, LVL 3, warrior, effect. Once per turn, you can target one set spell, trap card, destroy that target. You must control a face-up 6 samurai monster with a different name to activate and to resolve this effect. This card cannot declare an attack during the turn this effect is activated. If this card would be destroyed, you can destroy another face-up 6 samurai monster you control instead. ATK 1300, Def 800, in attack mode, and with him, I gain 2 more Bushido counters on Gateway of the 6 and 1 more on 6 Samurai United, so now because there are 2 counters on United, I send it from the field to the graveyard and draw 2 cards. Naruto said as he moved the spell card from the field to the discard pile and added 2 new cards to his hand. Now I activate Gate's second effect by removing 4 Bushido counters. I can add 1 6 samurai monster to my hand from either my deck or my graveyard, he added as he searched his deck and found what he was looking for. Now with 2 different 6 samurai monsters on the field, I can special summon Great Shogun Shuren, attribute fire, LVL 7, warrior, effect. If you control 2 or more face-up 6 samurai monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand. Your opponent can only activate 1 spell, trap card each turn. If this card would be destroyed, you can destroy a face-up 6 samurai monster you control instead. ATK 2500, Def 2400, and I play 1 card face down and end my turn, Naruto said as his ace monster took center stage with both Iru and Itachi flanking him. I'll take on your swordsman with a magician. I summon Lojin, the mystical genie of the lamp, dark attribute, LVL 4, fiend, a genie of the lamp that is at the beck and call of its master. ATK, 1800 DF, 1000, my wish is his command, Kaiba said, but didn't attack, know full well that duel to the field spell out on the field his monster would be destroyed via counterattack. Good card, however, it still won't be enough, and I know what you're planning with that monster since I know full well what card pairs with that card, so instead of charging in blindly, Naruto said, getting a growl from Kaiba because he'd hoped that Naruto was the same as his younger brother, but that thought was thrown out the window. I activate Yachi's special ability you see once per turn. I can target 1 set spell, trap card and destroy that target. However, to resolve this effect I must control a face-up 6 samurai monster with a different name to activate and to resolve this effect. The price for such ability is that this card cannot declare an attack during the turn this effect is activated. So sign I control Iru, who happens to be a 6 samurai monster. My Yachi's ability activates. Go Yaichi find the trap and clear the path. He ordered his yellow-armored samurai, who then armed his Yumi bow and aimed at his intended target, and fired. The arrow then pierced the card, revealing it to be the ancient lamp, and I don't know why this is a trap card when it's a monster card in the OCG and TCG. At this, Kaiba growled. Now that your genie has nowhere to hide, I shall send it to the grave. Go Shuren, destroy La Jin with vengeful strike, he ordered. Then Shuren drew his blade, which then ignited in red flames. The red-clad warrior then launched and drove his blade into La Jin, destroying said monster. The shock wave of the explosion knocked Kaiba on the ground. 2500 to 1800 equals 700. Naruto equals 2000. Kaiba equals 1600. 700 is equal to 900. Well, look at that, face down with another man beating your ass. Is it Wednesday already, Kaiba? Asked Naruto. This caused Kaiba to growl, while Joey, Tristan, and surprisingly Bakura were laughing at the gay joke Naruto made to the rich kid. That's it, Moto, you're fucking dead, Kaiba said in a menacing tone as he got up. Oh my, I made him angry. Oh well, I play a card face down and end my turn. Your move, Naruto said with a smirk. Kaiba then pulled the disc back to him. That's it. I'm done playing games. Now behold monster with no equal, for I activate polymerization and fuse the 3 blue eyes in my hand to summon the unstoppable blue eyes ultimate dragon, light attribute, LVL 12, dragon fusion, blue eyes white dragon X3, ATK, 4500 DF, 3800. He said as his 3 dragons became one powerful monster. When it appeared, the dragon gave a mighty roar. Ha ha ha, face it, Blondie, you've lost, Kaiba said in his usual arrogant tone, but was slightly surprised that Naruto hadn't flinched or cowered at the face of his all-powerful monster. Naruto then flipped his face-down card, and what it was shocked Kaiba. I activate a very rare trap card called Solemn Judgment, Counter Trap. When a monster would be summoned or a spell, trap card is activated. Pay half your life points, negate the summon or activation, and if you do, destroy that card. And by paying half my life points I negate the summoning of your dragon and destroy it, Naruto said as an old man appeared from the trap card and shot out his hand. When he did, the dragon was disintegrated into particles. This made everyone go wild. I was shocked because Naruto had done something that took Yugi from his last duel with Kaiba several turns to do, and Naruto did it in a single turn. 2000 to 1000 equals 1000. Naruto equals 1000. Kaiba equals 900. Kaiba, I hope that wasn't your best, because if it was, then I'm sorely disappointed, Naruto said in a disinterested tone, with Kaiba still shocked that his best was stopped by a never-before-seen card. Sidelines. Wow, did you see that? Tristan asked. I saw all right, but for Naruto to destroy that monster with a single card was impressive, Bakura said. Well, don't be too surprised. Naruto is one of the strongest duelists I've seen to date, and this just proves that, Joey said, knowing that Naruto was here for Serenity and Solomon Moto. Yugi remained motionless, but watched his brother and Kaiba duel and came to the realization that he was still in his brother's shadow. Hell, even the spirit in the puzzle could sense the overwhelming potential in Naruto, and wondered if his host would one day obtain the same level of confidence and skill as the older sibling. With Naruto versus Kaiba. Kaiba was shocked his most powerful monster destroyed with ease, and he had wasted 3 powerful monsters with no way of getting them back because he did have Monster Reborn in his hand. Kaiba gritted his teeth and stared at Naruto. Naruto, if I lose here, then any chance of saving my brother will be lost forever. But I have a strategy that'll tip the scales into my favor, Kaiba said. This got everyone's attention because those were the same words Kaiba said when he held himself hostage. Oh, and pray tell, will you be doing to accomplish that? Naruto asked, not caring what his opponent was planning to do. I'm going to force your hand and win this battle, Kaiba said as he backed away and climbed onto the ledge. This action caused everyone, but Naruto, to look on with shock because Kaiba would do the same against Naruto as he did with Yugi. Go ahead and attack anything I summon, and whip out the remainder of my life points. However, the resulting shockwave might cause me to lose my balance, Kaiba said, but was slightly shocked that Naruto didn't flinch, almost as if he didn't care if Kaiba lived or not. Don't tempt me, Kaiba. Because you won't like how I'll respond to this opportunity that you've presented to me, Naruto said in a cold and uncaring tone that horrified everyone, even Kaiba and the spirit of the Millennium Puzzle. Why, you're bluffing, Kaiba said. Am I? Am I really bluffing, or are you shocked that I don't value your life as I do with my family and friends? Kaiba, I still haven't forgiven you for what you did to my grandfather. My grandfather is a kind and gentle person who everyone who knew him had much respect for, and the one who raised both me and Yugi after our parents passed away, and you put him in the hospital all because he wouldn't give you his blue eyes white dragon card. That is something I'll never forgive a cowardly scum like you for, Naruto said with enough hatred that even Bandit Keith, who was watching the duel, to shiver of the thought what Naruto planned to do to Kaiba. This can't be happening. I was hoping that Blondie would adhere to the same moral compass as Yugi, but from the way he said that he doesn't have a compass, so what happened to this guy to snap, thought Kaiba, trying to rationalize what was going on. So, are you going to end your turn, or are you going to give everyone here a performance, you circus clown reject? Naruto said with his arms folded and tapping his right index finger on his left bicep. Kaiba growled. This Blondie not only destroyed his monster, but made his efforts to getting on the field pointless. Kaiba then pulled back his disc and played a monster in defense mode. I play a monster in defense mode. That ends my turn, Kaiba said in a defeated tone. My turn, draw, Naruto said as he drew his next. When he looked at the card, he smiled and devilish grin. Well, Kaiba, guess I win this duel and show you why I'm the last person to ever anger, Naruto said as he pulled the disc to him. Naruto then played the card and threw the disc back out. I play Monster Reborn, he said, getting wide-eyed looks from everyone. And no, you can't, said a terrified Kaiba. Oh, I can and will now rise, Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, he yelled as the three-headed dragon appeared behind him and his samurai. The dragon unleashed a mighty roar what sent shivers down everyone's spine. Now, Kaiba, this can go either one of two ways. I can attack your monster, and as you said, the shockwaves will cause you to lose your balance, and you'd fall to your untimely demise, or you surrender the duel, he said, getting shocked looks from everyone. And why would I surrender? Asked Kaiba. Because 1, if you continue, then your brother's only hope of freedom dies with you. 2, the children in the audience haven't been exposed to actual death, and 3, he said as he pulled out a small brown bag and juggled it in his hand. Upon doing so, everyone heard the sound of metal hitting one another. I have more than the 10 star chips needed to gain entry into the castle, so this duel was never about star chips, Kaiba. It was about resolve, of being able to push aside one's moral compass to save the people you care about. But know this, Kaiba, I'm sparing your life on a whim, so surrender and go save your brother, while I tend to mine, Naruto said as he put the bag away. Kaiba at first wanted to tell the blonde duelist to go screw himself, but his argument basically left no room for any sort of argument. So, sucking in his pride, Kaiba placed his hand over his deck. I surrender the duel, he said as the holographic monsters faded. Naruto took his cards from the disc and placed them back into his deck box. Kaiba, who had jumped on the ledge and back on the castle ground, approached Naruto to get back his disc. Remember, Kaiba, I let you live on a whim. If you ever try something like this again, don't expect any mercy, for you shall receive none, he said as he left to check on his brother. Kaiba was a bit shocked, but knew that if the roles were reversed, he would have done the same thing. So, after regaining his composure, he collected his dual disc and left to face off against Pegasus. With Yugi and Co. Naruto approached Yugi and his group, but a bit hesitant because of the looks he received from said group. Naruto knew that Yugi and his friends saw a side to him that he kept hidden, because that side was only meant for those who had hurt his family, and of course wanted Yugi to never see that side of him. Steeling himself, he approached his brother, who looked horrified at his brother. And Naruto and I-san. You were going to? Yugi asked, but was too scared to say it. Sigh. Yugi, there are things I've done to protect you and Grandpa that I can never take back, and I've made peace with myself in knowing as long as my family was safe. I don't care if the devil has made a claim on my soul, but I will do anything and everything to protect my family. You, Grandpa, and Serenity are the only ones keeping me sane, and if I lose any of you, I fear that my soul will forever be trapped in the darkness that has engulfed my heart. he said as he put on his eye patch, which caused him to revert to his original form. Biba and I-san, Yugi tried to say, but was stopped when Naruto placed his hand on Yugi's head and rubbed it. Yugi, what you did was something I couldn't have done, and I'm proud of you for not letting the desire to win get in the way of your morals, Naruto said as he pulled out the bag with the extra star chip. He then pulled out 5 and placed them in the 5 empty slots. Now why don't we go and win back our grandfather's soul and the prize money for Serenity? He said, getting a cheer from Yugi's friends and a weak cheer from Yugi, who was still coming to terms with what had happened during his duel, and with what his brother's duel against Kaiba. Naruto then went on ahead, leaving Yugi's group. Joey then turned to Yugi. Yug, I understand where your brother is coming from, because if Serenity were ever put in your shoes when you dueled Kaiba just now, then I would show no mercy for hurting my sister, Joey said, which everyone looked at their blonde friend in a different light. So don't hate your big bro Yug, because for better or for worse he's always looking out for you because he loves you. Like any sibling should, Joey said right before following Naruto. Yugi looked on as his brother and friend walked away and took what Joey and Naruto said to heart. The same could be said about the spirit in the Millennium Puzzle, who looked on at the older siblings with respect, for they'll do anything to protect their family, even if it meant following a dark path just to keep the younger sibling in the light. Chapter end. Tired of watching censored fanfics? Would you like to watch some very naughty, filled with the lemons fanfics without any censorship? I'm happy to announce that I opened Patreon page for you guys, where you could watch Naruto/Deku 18+ stories without any censoring. Not only that, you can also see the NSFW images of characters of the fics on my Patreon, which I make by myself. So buy your preferred tier and join our community now. Link is in the description.